Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the sassy butler, Carl Charles, and...
The male nurse who has a mental breakdown, CY Chung.
And in this episode, we're going to have a discussion slash review on The Ultimates 2 from 2004, written by Mark Millar and art by Bryan Hitch.
Now,
Yes.
the art was always good in this, right?
Yeah.
As long as Bryan Hitch he takes a while to do stuff, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's good art, so yeah. It's just, if you're reading it at the time it's coming out, well...
Yeah. Yeah. You are in for a long wait.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Do you want to do like a review recap first, or do you want to do like an overall thoughts for this? We're talking about Ultimates Volume 2, issues 1 to 6 for this part.
Yeah, which is subtitled Gods and Monsters, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the options again?
Just we could go through some bits and then have a overall at the end, or you want to do overall first and then go into bits and pieces?
First one, I'll say.
Okay. All right. Go on. Yeah. So, after the events, a year since Ultimates?
Well, yes. In real world, I think it's 2 years. But yeah, I think...
Yeah,
it's been a year since the conclusion of what happened with the Hulk and all that in Manhattan and the Chitauri. And, this picks up kind of randomly in the middle of a conflict with... some Middle Eastern country, not named for legal reasons, probably.
Now, this is obviously to mirror the opening of Ultimates 1, Volume 1.
Yeah.
Where Captain America is dropping down on the Nazis. Yeah. But yeah, it's a kind of, yeah. But they do the bit from Winter Soldier where he jumps off, in Captain America Winter Soldier, where he jumps out of the plane without a parachute and lands in the water.
Yeah. So that kind of happens. He rescues... sorry?
No, I was going to say, well, it's kind of cool, though. He does do a one-man stealth mission, kind of, and then it gets loud because he's Ultimate Captain America,
Yeah, he's not the quietest of all men.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he rescues some American hostages, and there's some big thing on the news about it, like, Captain America, he's great. Woo, he's saving these people.
The Ultimate's propaganda machine.
Yeah, basically. And obviously, stuff like this doesn't rub the other countries in the world the right way, because now, basically, America have their own super task force that can just go and mess up countries. It's not kind of fair, so that's kind of been brought to light.
When you look back at this, you can see the stuff like in Captain America: Civil War, the Marvel movie, right?
Yeah.
Why they put certain points as the character conflicts? Because Captain America just wades in. Well, yes, okay, he's got to rescue a journalist, and the Middle Eastern country is being shady, all that stuff. Yeah. But then when they do point out the issues, Mark Millar does dumb and loud, right?
Yeah.
Not all the time, because actually this Ultimates Volume 1 and 2 is more low key than you kind of expect, right?
Yeah.
Compared to the first Ultimates, anyways. But yeah, this is like, here's one point of the equation, and here's another point of the equation. Food for thought sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He does a lot of like mirroring the real world as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of what is going on. So that kind of like pissed off people. During also this year between Volume 1 and 2, Captain America and Janet are dating. Janet Van Dyne, aka the Wasp, are dating. Hank Pym's basically nearly out of the Ultimates. They're kind of like slowly pushing him out, phasing him out.
They shunned him to the point where he's out, right? But he's kind of it's like the relationship's broken up, right? They
Yeah.
know that look, if you're boyfriend girlfriend, you're no longer dating, right?
Yeah.
You're no longer together, okay?
Yeah.
But it's just like you're pleading and you're kind of in denial, and no one's
Yeah.
actually officially said it. That's
No.
what's happened. That's what's happening at this point.
Yeah, and I think everyone sort of knows that he's a woman beater as well publicly, which is a bit. Ooh. Tony Stark is in a relationship with the Black Widow.
Yeah, yeah, and he's talking about how so Captain America rescues the people in the Middle Eastern country with whatever oversights he needs, right? And Tony starts saying, yeah, well, Shield, we need to rescue these people. This stuff it's got to be done,
Yeah.
Kind of lacks the days caught on his. It's more like, oh, he's defending because he's like, oh, that's what we do, kind of thing,
Yeah.
But not like super infused one way or the other. If you know what I mean.
It's sort of like, I kind of have to do it because it has to be done, but I don't want to do it, but
Yeah, but more like, this is but he's more care about being a celebrity.
Yeah. He's doing the weird PR control bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And because of all this sort of stuff as well, Thor's left. He's like, you guys are becoming what I sort of hated, so I don't want to be a part of this,
Yeah. Thor's been like, yo, I'm all about the peace.
Yeah.
I'm all about the peace, baby.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, exactly like you were saying about the task force thing.
Yeah.
America, we got the power, we got the superpowers, and we could do what we want. Not saying that's what they were doing. Just be like,
that's what they. Off. Yeah.
From an outsider point of view, that's kind of
Yeah.
And then Thor's like, no, that's not.
That's not what I signed up. Yeah. I'm not what I signed up for. Bye. Yeah. So he leaves. Also, Bruce Banner is still, or he's in prison.
Yeah.
A mile underneath New York City in the Triskelion, and he's been sedated for the last 6 months. No, last year, but he hasn't turned to the Hulk in 6 months, so they think, he's doing okay and all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then that's about it in issue. Issue one's basically just them sort of getting you up to speed with what's going on and sort of laying the groundwork.
Except for the end.
Next. Yeah.
Except for the end where there's a leak somehow, right, to the media that Bruce Banner is the Hulk.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, Bruce Banner's, the last thing you see is like, oh.
S. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, S word.
And you're like, oh. Because obviously all this time they've been trying to say, like, the Hulk and Bruce Banner are two different people, and Bruce Banner's part of S.H.I.E.L.D. helping create stuff and save the world from cancer and this other stuff.
Yeah. And the Hulk, he ain't nothing to do with that. What do you mean? Who? What? No. They ain't the same guy.
No.
But there's more. But you can spin that more. It's not like when you say Clark Kent is Superman, right? Banner and the Hulk does not. You don't really put them two together, except for the stuff that he says.
Yeah.
when he's turning the Hulk and he's thinking about how Banner loves Betty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So kind of like, right. Even then, though, you can deny that it is him because he never says he's Banner.
Yeah, exactly.
All right?
That's true. Yeah, and also random trivia about this episode, this issue. This is the first appearance of Hank Pym as Ant-Man because he starts talking to Bruce Banner about I'm not going to be Giant Man anymore because S.H.I.E.L.D. is sort of making their own new Giant Men. So
no, it will take. Like copyright issues.
Yeah, you're like,
which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I found that quite hilarious. They are such a marketing team, ain't they? Oh,
yeah,
it's hilarious.
So he invest the wasp shrinking thing. I mean, he invested to become Giant Man, and then he just kind of readjusted it to become Ant-Man.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Also, another few things I forgot to mention in this issue. They start planting seeds about Thor being schizophrenic.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of mystery because I think someone points it out, right? I think it was probably Natasha,
Yeah.
As you do, right? Which when you reread this thing, it's actually really smart.
Yeah.
Right. But as for not spoilers, we haven't got to that point yet. But
No.
certain characters say certain things, like Natasha's like pointing out this Thor. He's there's something off key with him, right?
Yeah.
And Shuri is like, oh, I know. Don't worry about that for now.
Yeah.
Right? We'll deal with that later once we work out exactly what's going on. Well, once you guys find out, because like Nick Fury, I know everything.
Yeah. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we see Hawkeye's wife, Laura Barton, in this, which is pretty relevant for something that happens later. Trying to think anything else.
I have to say, this whole issue, kind of like you're saying, they catch everyone up to speed, but there's enough foresight in it that when you reread it, you're like, there's reasons for certain things.
Yeah. There's actually no. If I might say, I was gonna say it might be spoilers, but
exactly. That's why I'm not covering those yet.
Yeah. So yeah, that was issue 1. So far so good.
Yeah.
And then in issue 2.
Yeah.
Is obviously this is an episode. It's not a show. This episode is basically picking up from. I said episode again. Issue picks up from the last episode. Last issue where they're trying to do damage control of all the information being leaked about Banner being the Hulk and how S.H.I.E.L.D. have known this whole time. And they're basically part of the conspiracy, if you want to go that far into it. That also happens. While this is going on, though, all the other Ultimates are in their different places in their life. For example, like the Maximoff twins are on vacation in Italy.
Just a second there.
Yeah.
Are they Maximoff or are they Lenchers here? I think they're Lenchers, right?
I think they're Lenchers. Yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Yeah, Lencher twins. Yeah, so weird. Having a romantic weekend.
Well, oh, no, wait, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. No, okay.
But you know what? I'm going to say this. Yeah. After rereading all this stuff, it doesn't really imply that it's
exactly
that way.
Exactly. It doesn't mean. So Mark Millar like teases it.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't even really kind of. It's just like a throwaway nudge, wink, wink joke that he was playing out.
Yeah. I think people just ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have went that way, as knowing as the stuff he would do.
Yeah.
But it just seems like okay. No. Yes, and okay. They are on a weekend, which is for family bonding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
That's the best way to put it.
But it doesn't seem that like it doesn't seem incestuous now. Reading back, like it doesn't really see that way. Yeah. So yeah.
I think it seemed like here more. They just because they think, and it's in their thing as well. It's in the dialogue.
Yeah.
They're by themselves because they feel that as mutants, as who their father is, of course, they feel themselves superior to all these lower underling beings, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, why associate with them? They're primates.
Yeah.
We need to associate with our own kind, which is me and, well, in this case, her and him, because they're the only ones there that are on the Ultimates team that are the mutants, right?
Yeah.
And they can hardly go to any other mutants because
they burnt the bridges with the mutants. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this isn't weird. All right. They're best friends technically because they're the only people they can hang with each other.
Yeah.
So that happens. What else? Great, my mind drew blank.
Also,
sorry. We are also introduced to the European superheroes that Tony Stark helps with the international incident with the submarine.
Yeah, so they called them the captain. It was basically the captain calls from Captain Britain, right?
Yeah.
And he's the only one that gets proper screen time. I mean, other people, yeah, they get noted, right?
Yeah.
There's Captain Italy and there's Captain France and whatever.
Yeah.
But Captain Britain's not necessarily the lead, but more like, he's the most efficient guy on the team probably.
Yeah.
He's the ace.
Yeah. He's Tanahashi. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, the man to get the rub, you know what I mean?
Yeah. For now. Yeah. So he helps them, and they kind of like geek out for him. Well, Captain Britain anyway, kind of geeks out for Tony Stark. So, oh yeah, you're great. Blah blah blah. What rubbish. And the Omens have a little meeting about the leakage, and they kind of thrown out their little methods of who could it be who leaked information, and someone plants the seed that it could be Thor because Thor left us because of what we did. So he'll leak information to get back at us, which kind of makes no sense, but sure, whatever. Yeah. So while that's going on, Bruce Banner is visited by Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
And
drawn very much to look like Patrick Stewart.
Surprised they didn't get sued, but
yeah.
Actually, no. The film's been out by the time, so yeah. Guess they have his likenesses, maybe.
Yeah.
But it brings into question the age of Professor X in this universe, because it makes no sense then. But anyway, so yeah, they talk, and they're having a memory of him when he was a child at one of his best days of his life, but it's mixed between two of the best days of his life. And he makes reference to his cousin Jen. Like, oh yeah, Jen, She-Hulk, that's cool. Then Xavier's like, oh, do you want me to leave you this memory? Or he goes, or do you want to stop it here? He goes, yeah, I'll stop it here. It is what it is. So Xavier's leaving with Scott Summers and Nick Fury, and they have a little conversation. And Scott and Professor Xavier kind of mentioned to Nick Fury, like, hey, maybe we should let Bruce Banner come to our school. We could look after him. Because, we kind of have a thing of stop changing killers to be upstanding citizens. And Nick Fury's like, nah, it's all right. We know what we're doing. Clearly they don't. And then we go back to Captain America jumping out of a helicopter in the middle of Times Square to go and talk to Thor at a
quote unquote talk to Thor, because he's like, so Thor must have leaked this stuff, and I'm gonna give him a good talk in my fists with no evidence other than people nudging him, saying not nudging him, but he's like, I've drawn this conclusion not by the facts, right?
Yeah.
By the non-facts and facts, right?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay. So he goes in and tries to step up the Thor. Thor's like, dude, I may not like what you guys are doing, but I'm no snitch, sort of thing. And plus,
he said, I don't like the death penalty. So why would I leak out that Banner's the Hulk? Because that makes no logic, because then we know that he's going to end up getting killed for it, right?
Yeah, and you're like, exactly, that makes sense. And then he goes, even if it was me, I can't use a computer, so how am I going to leak this information?
Yeah. And then Captain America's basically saying, you're a punk, you're a liar, watch out, eventually I'll find evidence on you, and then I'll beat you up. That's essentially what he says, but without actually saying that.
Yeah. And then all the people in the club are like, boo, Captain America, you suck. You're a government man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Thor kind of like snaps and says,
No. They throw their drinks on him.
Yeah, and spit on him and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then Thor snaps. He says,
and he's like, don't disrespect this man, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. And then Thor tries to be like nice to Captain America at the end. It's like, Steve, do you want... I can't remember what she says to him. And then Steve's like, just shut up and walks out. You know.
Yeah, no, he's trying to say I was Loki, my brother Loki, manipulating whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Captain America's like, just shut up. Just, Thor, please. And then
you're like, I find all this sort of stuff funny, like how people are quick to dismiss that, even though the world they live in.
Yes.
It's like,
yes. And I find out how, even though it's consistent with Captain America's characterization in the Ultimates, how snappy he is, I'm just like, you're looking to get beat up. He's more powerful than you, right? So I don't even know why he's trying to say that you're gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Batman talking to Superman, I understand it, right?
Yeah.
Even though Batman would get beat up at that point if he just be a bit mouthy, right?
Yeah.
Too mouthy like Captain America. But it's like, at least you can say that Superman's got weaknesses.
Yeah.
And he's a good person. And Batman can mouth out at him because he knows that Superman's just more restrained.
Yeah.
And just could just poke him in the ribs and break a couple of them.
Yeah.
But here, you got no weaknesses to Thor.
Nope.
And Captain America's just wanting to fight him.
Yeah. Headstrong idiot.
Yeah.
And that's issue 2. Also, some random little facts about this issue. Jane Foster is mentioned not by name in this issue.
No. Yep. There is Jane.
Yep.
And she's a nurse. But that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, cool. That makes sense. Yes. And also, Happy Hogan's in it. He's one of the guys in the submarine when they're talking about trying to save the submarine. I think that's what I just said. Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah.
This one's not as out and out crazy as the first one so far. The first part of Volume 1 of Ultimates.
Yeah.
But it's good so far. More story building this part.
Yeah.
Then we got issue 3. So, this issue is a lot about the trial of Bruce Banner and their lawyer, Matt Murdock. See you there.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to get him manslaughter instead of... what's the other one? Manslaughter's when you do it accidentally.
Mass murdering, really. It's homicide, but it's not really, you know?
Yeah. So they're trying to get him less of a penalty and not a death penalty.
Yeah. But they actually bring good points up. The opposing counsel is just like, look, he's basically on drugs and he caused all these destruction, right?
Yeah.
If he was a legit druggie and he caused destruction, we'd still hold him accountable. And then Matt Murdock's trying to spin by saying, when the whole serum takes over, he's not himself. He's like a separate person.
Yeah. Which is pretty much kind of true.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it, you're like, yeah, okay, kind of. They both have their points, but then again, at the end of the day, it's him who took the serum.
Yeah. Because
of his mental issue. Well, the mental breakdown he was having.
Yeah.
Of being called a squirming little worm.
Yeah. And
then he calls the Hulk. It's just one of those things you're already on the back foot.
Yeah. Where there's nothing he can really do to make himself look good in this whole thing.
Yeah. And Murdoch's like, when he's like, no, I object to the fact that you're calling my client, comparing him to a druggie. He's not a druggie. And then it's like, well, now you're in a bit more hot water because if you're trying to say he's not taking the drugs for a specific reason, other to be the Hulk, then why is he taking the drugs?
Yeah.
He's not addicted to them, right? And like,
But even his defense argument kind of made sense. He was helping the government to make a new super soldier, so in his defense, he's kind of helping the world. But then he killed 800 people. Yeah. So it was a good little courtroom bit. While this is going on, Black Widow again is prodding people, like saying, yeah, everyone sucks basically, and I think someone calls her out saying like, why you got to be Mrs. Gloomy about everything? What's your problem?
Was that when Jarvis was being sassy to her? Was it that time?
Oh no, I think this is another time. I think this is when they're sitting down watching the court case on TV.
Yeah. I think Janet. It was maybe. Look, the ladies are being catty. Is all I can say, right?
Yeah. And then there's something else important. Yeah. So while this is all going on, they're having a little discussion. Banner is visited by Betty, and she tries to say sorry because it's technically her fault as well why he became the Hulk.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I can't take your apology, It's your fault that I'm this way.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Black Widow kind of says that Janet's heartless because she's the one who put Bruce Banner in the forefront, trying to distance them away from Bruce Banner and saying it's all his fault. And Janet brings up, she's always been kind of work orientated, even in like uni she used to do this. And so after they have the little moment and stuff, she leaves, and then it kind of, I'll say, half an hour later, Nick Fury comes into Banner's cell saying, hey man, we got the court case thrown out, you're all saved. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm happy. And go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he explains a little bit more detail, basically saying, so the Ultimates came in during the trial and said, without the Hulk there, all the used people would be, infected by aliens or whatnot. You'd all be wiped out or used as husks for whatever, Matrix-style power batteries, who knows exactly, right?
Yeah.
Hulk saved all of your lives, right?
Yeah.
So, cut the man some slack, essentially.
Yeah, so then...
Yeah, like, and that should be enough to pardon him.
Yeah, in a real world, not in a real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Nick Fury goes, I bought this very expensive bottle of champagne, let's drink it. He opens it, drinks it, and he's super happy. Bruce Banner's super happy, like, I'm a free man. Then he just like passes out.
Yeah.
And then we see Bruce Banner just lying on the runway of the helicarrier, of an abandoned helicarrier.
Yeah.
And they're all basically saying their goodbyes. And I can't remember who said to him, you didn't have to... Oh, I think it's Betty. She goes, you didn't have to do it to him like that. You could at least told him that he was going to die. And Fury's like, no, we kind of have to spare him knowing that he's going to die, let him go out.
Well, not only that, but he could Hulk out.
That as well.
If he does die. If he knows it's coming. And then it'd be harder to stop him, so... Yeah.
So they all kind of say their goodbyes, like Tony's like, last time I'm going to see my friend, sort of thing. And then they all leave the helicarrier, and I think they fire a missile at it, or it explodes. Or bomb, I can't remember the two. And you see Bruce Banner lying there, and his eyes open up and go green.
So essentially then we go back to Hank Pym. Actually, I think this is the bit where he's like bringing his Ultron ideas and stuff like that to Fury, saying, look, I still want to be part of the team, still want to help, I still can do stuff, right? Like, I'll give you all these ideas for free, right? And then we see Wanda Maximoff flirt with one of the Ultron bots, but that's a little side thing. Wink, nudge, wink for those who know, right?
Yeah.
And then, but Fury's basically to Hank Pym. Hank, we're broken up. This relationship's over. You stop embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
And leave.
It's quite embarrassing. Yeah. For both of us.
Yeah. Hurts me more than it hurts you. You look pathetic. Just please. All right. I think he goes back to his flat house, whatever. I mean, it's the interior of the thingamajig, so you don't know exactly where it is, right?
No. I know he gets a message saying that. There's one message. I know there's a random bit where he gets an answer machine message saying that
Yeah.
there's a small apartment waiting for him somewhere. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just as he's finished listening to those new messages, he gets a phone call.
Yeah.
And just says, yeah, thanks, Hank.
Yeah.
Thanks. Genuinely, thanks. Yeah.
And then we see, what we believe is Bruce Banner in some country.
Well, you see someone in a hoodie and a cap walking away.
Yeah.
Right. Behind them, and then obviously in my head and in your head at the same time, we played the Incredible Hulk Lonely Man theme music. Exactly.
Yeah. It's also made me think of Incredible Hulk the film as well.
Yeah. But that bit was quite, it's like just like the ending of the TV series.
Yeah.
Where every time when he needs to walk away. Yeah. So on to issue 4.
4. Yes. 4.
Yeah.
This issue, Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happens. So
yeah. So basically I think Janet's on a talk show.
Yeah.
Talking about how her relationship with Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
And then they ask her about the abusive relationship with Hank Pym. And then, but then she kind of spins it. Luckily, they didn't go into too much detail about that. But she spins, oh no, I'm much happier with Captain America now. Blah blah. Even though earlier issues cracks are starting to show in their relationship because the age gap is way too massive.
Yeah, and all he wants to do is hang out with his old friends, literally old friends, while she wants to do like young stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's funny.
Yeah. So they are in Europe because the Captain Cause is happening, right?
Yeah.
And there's them quiet protest or whatever you want to call it.
Which get out of hand sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. And exactly what happens here. And Thor's like, "Yo, people, calm down."
Yeah. And because the Ultimates have a thing against Thor right now. Yeah. They're like, he needs to be stopped because he's going out of control, even though he's not really doing anything.
Yeah. He's been like, Thor's been peaceful. He comes up the best in this entire series because he's not a man who wants to fight, but he can.
Yeah.
It's like, but everyone's trying to. It's like we got problems, right?
Yeah.
Let's poke the bear.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, let's find a reason to poke the bear. And
it's like
all the time.
He literally is not doing anything.
Yeah.
But they're just being, missile for America and trying to just stop Thor because they can't control him.
Yeah. So I mean, this is when Nick Fury decides to finally tell they go to Norway to explain the origin of Thor or Thorleth as he's called here.
Yeah.
Gala Gonem.
Yeah.
Explains how his brother Thorleth was a volunteer for the Norway super soldier suit.
Yeah.
Enhancement or whatever you want to call it. With a hammer that can use 4D space to create lightning and right? But he had because he used to be a nurse, a mental home nurse? No. He was a nurse. Because of this, he had a mental break and thought he was legit Thor.
Yeah.
And then Gola Golem is trying to say that my brother Thorleth has mental issues.
Yeah.
And he's not actual Thor from the Norse mythology.
Yeah.
For some reason, he thinks he is, and he stole the equipment and he never gave it back. Well, no, he volunteered for the equipment. Then he took it and he never gave it back. And all sorts of crazy stuff. And knowing this, by the way, Fury's trying to explain to the team, oh, yeah, I know this from the very beginning. It's like, so Fury, you let this crazy man on your team, right?
Yeah. That's why I was like, wait, what?
But it's within the behavior of this version of Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone anything. Use everyone to your advantage, yeah?
Yeah, and then reveal the truth when it benefits you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is super annoying.
Yeah.
Also in this issue...
He's slimy. He's proper slimy.
Yeah, he's the worst, if I'm honest. Also in this issue, we are introduced to the Iron Maiden armor because Tony Stark makes Black Widow her own armor.
Yeah, it's for her birthday, right?
Yeah.
So this is for her birthday. This is also for their announcement. So he flies her to Russia.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah. When you're a rich guy with all sorts of money, flies her to Russia. They fly themselves to Russia in their iron suits.
Yeah, testing it out, whatever it is. Yeah.
And then he basically gets all these Russian countrymen to stand in the field to spell out "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
Across the
some field or something. Yeah.
So you can see the human letters made out of whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then Jarvis has all been snappy, going, "Oh no, it's the end of the world because my Tony Stark is going to get married." Oh, the bachelor life. He's so camp in this.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he calls us. I don't know if it was in this issue, it might be later on or earlier. He calls her. He says she's slutty. I'm like, oh wow.
No, this is earlier when the submarine. Okay, we slightly missed it, but yeah. He's playing strip poker with the Navy sailors. Right? Yeah. All right. Okay. And then she's like to him. Well, you know what, Jarvis, you'll never get you're being so catty at her, and she's like, well, I'm going to be here for as long as as long as possible, Jarvis, as long as I can give him the one thing you can't give him. And he's like raising his eyebrow at her, saying, "Oh, what, miss? Hungarian goulash?"
Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah.
He's talking about her private. Yeah. It's,
oh, dude.
Like some of these. Well, when we get to the end of it, I'll say more. But some of the stereotypes in this doesn't age well in these books. I'm honest. So he proposed to her. She says yes.
Yeah.
Then they fast forward a bit more forward. Blah blah blah. Then they decide to strike Thor, and they make their way to Norway to take him down.
Yeah. So and then Thor can tell it's coming. He knows it's coming, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, all you people that are with me, like he sees them coming for him, and he's like, okay, I know you want to fight me, all right? I know Captain America especially wants to fight me. He's going that fight all the time, right? There can only apparently be one muscular blonde man on the blue-eyed blonde man on this team who's super strong, right? And a super soldier, whatever, right? But he's just like, give these people some time to pack their stuff and leave because you want to get them caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
And Nick Fury's like, thumbs up, and then. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just started bombing them right away because he's Nick Fury. But he didn't actually legit give them time to leave.
Yeah. Because this was another reason I was like, the ultimate version of these characters are sometimes a bit too much.
Yeah. But he legit gives them time to leave, and then Jane says to Thor, "We could stay. They won't fire upon us if we're with you, right? They won't try to fight you if we're here." Because
he's like, yes, they will.
He's like, what? Do you know these people?
Yeah, because they will.
Yeah. And so then the European captain calls around Thor.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Look, Captain America, I told you from the beginning, my boy Loki is causing these troubles. You just don't making fools out of all of you, right? The guy who you met at the super soldier place in Norway, he's not who he says he is." And Captain America basically just says, "Shut up, punk, you're going down."
Yeah,
Alright, fine. Yeah. But I like the next, basically the next issue is everyone versus the Ultimates and the Captain Calls versus Thor, which I liked actually.
It's a good issue.
Fight. Yeah, I mean just mostly fight, but he's beating them up for a guy who's apparently not, but actually is a god.
Yeah.
He's actually doing pretty well for himself, right? Against all these enhanced guys.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Quicksilver
you can also tell like he's holding back.
Yeah.
Because if he wanted to, he could kill all these people straight away.
Well, the first thing you see is Captain America setting him on fire with a flamethrower. I'm like,
I thought that was a bit OTT.
Geez. I'm like, Captain America, you just want Thor to destroy you with that hammer. Proper, man. I wanted to destroy you back.
Same. I was like, but
You know?
what?
First thing, you don't even try to knock the guy out or fight him, right? You just burn him.
Yeah. I was like, that's a bit too much.
Yeah. And then he's like, look, like they all like gang up, and he's like, look, I don't want to harm all of you guys, right? I'll do what I need to do to defend myself, right? But I could just easily crush you all, right? So even if you're super soldier enhanced, and the Captain America's like, people just go, don't listen to that crap that he's spewing.
Yeah, and he beats the crap out of all of them.
Yeah. Well, no, they do. No, well, they do put up a pretty good fight considering this. You know, basically, I want to say Thor Form 1-ish, but basically, you know, he's not being top. He's still like, you know, I could beat you up, right, and disable all of you, and then we could continue talking. But they're like, no, no, we're full out right away.
I still think through this whole fight, he's holding back the whole time.
Oh my goodness, some of this stuff that's in this fight is shady, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I believe he's kind of on fire. They all go. The Captain Cool's going to hold him down, and for Iron Man to try and melt his brain with the ultrasonic rays or whatever he's using, right? Wasp tries to fly in his
mouth.
Mouth,
and go to his brain to like lobotomize him, basically.
Yeah, but he's the same stuff that she did to the Hulk in the Ultimates, but Thor swallows because he knows, you know, what was happening, right?
Yeah.
He just throws them all to the side. Quicksilver tries to. I think even like, they're saying the belt that Thor's wearing is the power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Quicksilver tried to take the belt off right away, and he got hit by a lightning bolt. And then he tries again when the Thor throws off everyone.
Yeah.
Gets hit by a lightning bolt again. Thor, I think. So he threw one of the Capticles into Wanda, and Wanda's using her. I know you see, is undefined exactly what kind of ability she has, right?
Yeah, they never even. Don't someone make a joke about it in this as well?
Yeah. And so she's, I don't know if it's the Hitch reality power she has from actual Marvel comics, but she's like, I'm going to find a reality where your baby seal getting clubbed to death.
Yeah.
By a million clubs or whatever. And then, so if you take into account that as well, Thor's actually getting beat up by a million clubs as well on top of everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how she had to word it, baby seal, but whatever, right?
Yeah, makes no sense.
Yeah, and then, Iron Maiden goes to smash into Thor. He dashes her to the side and says, Natasha, you gotta listen to me. And she goes, no, my baby. Thor's like, what? And she goes, oh, you idiot. Me and Tony we were pregnant and we were planning to tell the team. But I can't feel it anymore. And then Thor's like, let me help you. Turn her, like you know, to turn her over. And then basically goes, suck her. She starts firing like her machine guns in his face.
Yeah. Which at this point we're like, why even trying this? You know that they don't hurt him, but sure.
Yeah. But at this point, I wanted him to slap her across the face for that. Not you know, in the Iron Man suit that can handle it, but you know, just
of
like
course. Yeah.
that's a dirty trick on a guy who's all about not, you know, just trying to be. As much as we dislike everyone already, by the way.
Yeah.
Thor's just trying to be peaceful because he is the baby face in all of this, but it's just like Black Widow. You just pulled the dirty shenanigans there, right? And you should have just essentially kicked him in the nuts.
Yeah. But he was like, no.
Yeah. And then he's obviously Thor's like, well, you know what? Enough of this. I'm gonna fly into the atmosphere and electrocute you all, but not to kill you, of course, right? I'm gonna full form 4. Yeah. I'm gonna full form 4 myself. Yeah. The final form 4. You'll all see. Yeah. I ain't crazy. And then Wanda goes to Pedro because Pedro's like, oh, Pedro, we need you to get that belt. And he goes, no, I've been hit by lightning twice. I can't do it. It hurts too much.
I'm done. I don't want to do this no more.
And then she's like, oh, I got hurt, Pedro. I got hurt when he threw another captain into me. And he's like, oh, he hurt you? And then he's like, well, I'll get that dirty Thor. I'll get him good.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was quite neat. He runs and he kind of ricochets off the trees to get a height to get the belt.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And then Thor gets completely deep, like just falls into the snow from that point.
Yeah, he's like
obviously,
my power.
Quicksilver's falling. He gets caught by one of the captains. He's like, "Yo, I need some assistance."
Yeah.
Thor just into the snow and just slides across into the and he's like, yeah, like you're saying, depowered. He's like, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" That stuff, and then and he was all looking really kind of like in the beggar's position, right?
Yeah.
Proper dejected.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Is the threat subdued?" And then Captain America's like, "Yeah, he's done. I don't need to lay him out." And I was half expecting Captain America to punch him in the face to KO him because he did that to Banner, and he really hates Thor for some reason.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. First of all, before we get to issue 6, right?
Yeah.
This is a good breaking point.
Yeah.
What do you think of this entire story so far?
So far, I really liked it. Because if I'm honest with you, I thought Almond's Tube was the second part, like what we're gonna read next.
Yeah. So
this is the first time me reading it, and it kind of makes more sense for what's gonna come. So
yeah.
So I really like this. I'm like, you know what, Mark Millar, when you can, you do good.
Yeah, and it's not like so. This is actually quite cohesive, knowing what's coming next as well. It's like one continuous story.
Yeah.
Broken into 2 parts, not like the first one, first Ultimates, where it was like half a story and then another half of the story that kind of didn't really go together.
Yeah.
Things were laid out much better planning wise.
Yeah.
The people, I think they toned down from their more unlikable traits.
Yeah, they really did, because
even though they're still there.
Yeah. But it toned them down. People are tolerable now.
Yes. That's the best way to put it, right?
Yeah.
We forgot the one bit at the beginning, I think, as well, when it's during the first issue where Captain America, Steve Rogers and Janet are on like a little date or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you get the stereotypical thugs.
Yeah.
That try to mug them, and they beat them up. But I was like, these people talk jive turkey, man. These 3 muggers are proper stereotypical.
The worst thing is, it's jive talking from a time like 20 years before that comic even came out. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what people would say in the 80s. This is weird, Doesn't fit in, but sure, I guess. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so far so good. I enjoy it.
Yeah. And I really like how they basically built from the first issue to this showdown.
Yeah. With all the seeds being planted. Yeah.
Like and then how unknown is it that Thor is, whether he's actually, because throughout the issues as well, and we haven't mentioned it, but he's kind of having hallucinations, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's speaking to his fellow Guardians.
Yeah.
But then it turns out there's no one there in front of him.
Yeah. And you're like,
and he's saying, "Oh, these are the tricks of Loki," because he's he's the king. He's a menace.
Yeah, he's mischief. Yeah, he does this stuff.
And everyone's like, nah, please, bitch.
But like I said earlier, the whole funny thing about that is the world they live in. If someone said this to me and I was like, he probably has a point, let's listen to him, rather than just knock off like, no one could do things like that. Even though a year ago we fought aliens.
Yeah. And to tail this off at the end here.
Yeah.
When Thor is imprisoned, somehow actually losing all his powers, right?
Yeah.
Loki actually pops by because he turns out it is Loki, the golem, and he's like boasting, "Oh, look what I did! I tricked them all your friends think you're a punk. Because of me, I defeated you. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm here to just mug for the limelight right now."
Yeah.
But and then Thor's like to the people I'm monitoring, "He's here. Loki's here." And then Loki's like, "Shh, Thor, they can't see me because I can manipulate time, don't you know?"
Yeah. Like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. Exactly. Even though he doesn't do it as savage as we did.
Yeah, but It's
Yeah, but that's that. So obviously, to the audience, it's like Thor is not actually crazy.
yeah, no.
Yeah. So we'll go to the final part of this like episode. Sorry, I'm gonna say episode now. Issue 6,
Yeah.
which is called The Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
Which is
It's a weird
Go on,
issue.
but-
It's a very
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
issue.
it's like a break.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the best
Between-
way of putting it.
Yeah, a break. Like it actually, you could take it out and nothing would really matter.
Yep.
Kind of. But
Yep.
it just gives you a catch up of what happened to Hank Pym and then making a mockery of the actual defenders, I guess.
That's basically what this issue is. Like him trying to sort of grasp to that limelight he had.
Yeah.
By joining this makeshift what's a nice way of putting it? This wannabe team, the Defenders. Because I think this is even a jab at the real Defenders, like the comics. Like, yeah, this group of normal people, I want to say, who decided they want to be a superhero team. Consists of the Black Knight, Hellcat, Power Man, Nighthawk, Son of Satan, and Valkyrie.
Yeah. So Black Knight just being some dude with a dad bod and a ginger beard.
Yeah.
Hellcat being
a girl with cat ears, like fake cat ears.
Yeah, leather pants and bikini top.
Yeah.
All right. And they're all meant to look lame, by the way. We're just pointing out that we're not like saying because it's hard to.
It's hard to
they're
explain
meant
that
to look.
scene,
Yeah. Power Man just being a black dude with yellow trousers.
Yeah, his top off. Yeah.
Yep.
He goes gym basically. That's all.
Yeah.
Powers is. Yeah.
Yeah. Son of Satan being like a alternative looking guy.
Yeah. Who hates
Punkish.
everything.
Yeah. And Nighthawk looking. Jeez. I wouldn't even say he doesn't even look like a pro wrestler with his stuff like that.
He looks like
it's so lame.
Good try cosplay dude.
Yeah.
Best way we put it. Yeah.
And Valkyrie just basically being
In a
more
metal
naked
bikini.
than Thor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
She's
because basically what she's wearing is the circular plate, the circular plates that Thor has over her chest and over her abs, and then like a skirt
Yeah.
thong thing.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense really, but
No.
yeah. So Ant-Man is Giant Man / Ant-Man / Ant Pym joins this team, and they're like, oh yeah. We meet here all the time. In fact, we got 2 of the X-Men coming to join us, and we're in discussions with one of the other guys from somewhere else for something else.
Yeah.
Right? As vague as possible, right? Because no
Yeah.
one wants to join this bunch of losers.
Yeah.
In fact, I tell you what. And then they're like, oh yeah, there's a crime happening. We got to take the taxi to the crime place.
It's like this is so budget. Oh.
And what is funny is, even though it's not really, look, there's a gratuitous shot of the backside of Valkyrie, right?
Yeah.
But it makes sense in the story. It's not gratuitous it is gratuitous just to be gratuitous because you get Ant-Man looking in that direction, right?
Yeah.
But then he actually sleeps with her.
Yeah.
Like the next panel, he's already woken up. It's like, I refuse to feel guilty for sleeping with this 19-year-old girl because she wanted it as much as I did. Blah blah blah. In fact, she wanted to be no way like to be a superpowered guy. So yeah, he's trying to be slimy but justified to himself, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because if she like, well, kind of, if they benefit themselves, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think this is where he tries to go back to the Ultimates.
Yeah.
And then he bumps into Janet, like,
Yes.
and they're like, "Oh, Hank, how are you? Oh, Janet, I'm all right." And they're very cordial for abusive relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until Captain America steps in there, Steve Rogers, and he goes, "Hank Pym, get yourself away before I bitch you out." Right.
All right. This is
I'm
his
like-
exact word. This is his exact words. He says, "Walk away, Pym," and Pym's like, "Excuse me." He goes, "Walk away. I'll put your head through a wall." You're like, "Oh, that's."
Yeah. And like, Cap, are you the abuser in this triple threat relationship that's happening now? Because you're just been gagging for a fight since ever
Yeah.
against everyone apparently.
Yeah, which is really not cool.
Yeah,
It's
so
not cool.
then the Nighthawk is like, oh yeah, I got the tip off that there's going to be something happening in the docks late at night, right?
Yeah.
And then like Hank Pym's like, why don't we sort it out now then? He goes, no, we get the media, shh, we get the journal, we get the paps, and we can make our debut as the Defenders, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and he's like, all rightio.
Sure.
Yeah, and then so when it happens, and it's just like a small time drug deal.
Yeah.
Probably the same three guys that got beat up earlier, by the way.
Probably, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and they thought, like, Nighthawk tries to do a Batman style, fall through the skylight thing. Yeah. But he hits the table and he breaks his ankle. And then they're like,
what an idiot.
The thugs are like, you know what? Let's beat him up. Let's throw him out of another window. Let's set him on fire. Right? Obviously, here's the thing with Nighthawk as well. He breaks his ankle and he's been completely unlikable as well during the process.
Yeah.
He's like, shut up, guys, I broke my ankle, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, yeah, all right. And you're calling them names and you're just immediately being aggressive.
Yeah.
But you're in no position. You should just be begging off, actually.
Yeah, you feel like, please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not, like, antagonizing them even more.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the rest of the offenders are nowhere to be seen except for Valkyrie, who's not really dressed for any occasion.
Yeah.
Right? Hank Pym is there, but he's not getting enough ants to do anything with, right? And she's like, look, Hank, we got to do something. They're going to set him on fire. And then he goes, no, don't do anything. Don't do anything until I get there.
Yeah.
And then she calls out, obviously, because she's trying to help Nighthawk from dying. And then you got these guys chasing this semi-naked girl through a dark alley. I'm like, you probably put yourself in more danger than ever right now. Yeah. And then Hank Pym has to... He can't... Obviously, Ant-Man's not going to be a help. He just turns into Giant Man, right?
Yeah, because he's like, I'm just gathering enough ants to help you stop this. And he's like, well, we're near a dock, so I realise there's not a lot of ants around a dock area. So I don't think I can help. And she like quickly just turns to Giant Man because I can't, copyright.
Yeah, and so then he turns into Giant Man and he stomps these guys, and then obviously the Paps is all there, and he hasn't got his Giant Man costume, so he's all naked, and then they make fun of him in the newspaper.
Yeah, and that's when he realises life is a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And then he talks to a mysterious person.
Yes.
Right? So he's sitting in his apartment, this mysterious person in black leather, and you can only see their arms and stuff. They're making tea.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, or coffee or whatever they're making, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I didn't know that you would be the traitor of all people. Oh.
Yeah. She goes,
Yeah. And
when
then
you join our team, and then it ends there.
Yeah. Intriguing mysteries. And you get enough of everything to want to know what's going on in the forward.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, because what comes next is pretty awesome, if I'm honest.
Yeah. I mean, look, the big moments are there.
Yeah.
The artwork's good. The story's much better.
Well,
the characters aren't as unlikable as they were.
Yeah, I think he probably heard what people said and toned down on the character. Because I'm pretty sure those characters back then didn't get accepted well for what they were. So I'm guessing he toned it down.
Yeah. They don't do as many unlikable things.
Yeah.
So they verbally do sound unlikable. Well, they're just ganging for a fight. Or some people just hate on other people and stuff like that. But it's just like, at least it's less physically aggressive.
Yeah.
Towards each other? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say that.
It's like they're a bunch of jocks, right? Bro gymmers, yeah? And they're just making fun of each other, thinking, this the alpha mentality.
Yeah.
But no, you're a bunch of punks, right? Here, they're like, you know what? We know we're gym bros. For example, I'm not saying the gym. I'm just using that example.
Yeah.
We're gym bros. Well, we're kind of cool with each other, but we still want to be the strongest guy here. So I'm gonna outlift you, or you're gonna try and outlift me. We have a bit of ego, and a bit of antagonism. But this time we're not bullying every other gym goer there is.
Yeah. But all I can say, like, through this whole thing, the only sort of likable character, really, in my opinion, is Thor.
Well, I'd say Stark as well, because he doesn't get much to be unlikable about.
Yeah, but I say that he doesn't really do much.
And you know what? And Captain Britain as well, because he's like, he don't look. The minor characters don't get enough things to be hated, though, right? If we're talking about the key characters,
yeah. Because think about it now, Stark doesn't really do much in this whole thing, does he? No,
he just wants to. He just wants to be a celebrity. He's like, the celebrity drunken lifestyle. That's me, all to a T.
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in anything much, but here I am, just drinking my life away. So I might as well be involved.
Yeah, just here for the ride, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But overall, I really liked it. I do like the little references to like 616 stuff as well, like the Ant-Man helmet and things like that. I'm like, that's pretty little neat and cool little throw in there. The defenders are terrible.
Yeah, but they're purposely terrible.
Yeah.
So, they could have been even more terrible with it, but at least it's in the line of they're a joke. They're a joke.
Yeah.
And they're deliberately a joke. They could have been a super comedic joke, but it's kind of they're a, they're the gum on the end of your shoe kind of joke.
Yeah. Oh, bless them.
Yeah. So that's the bit. Yeah, but we'll leave it at this point here because
we're gonna talk about part 2.
Yeah, which is more action orientated, kind of. I mean, like here, there's build to action, right? Which is what Mark Millar seems to be good at. But they actually built the issues leading to the action. And as much as we would say that Captain America just wants to fight for, there's enough seeds for you could say that Thor's piqued Captain America's suspicions enough that while he can't verify and he has to kind of like justify why he's doing it, it's like, well, he's got no other people to blame. Yeah.
But one thing I thought they could have did a bit more though, because you know how Thor kind of goes on that, like even Iron Man kind of mentions as well that he's really good friends with Thor. Like what they could have done was the fight between Iron Man and Thor could have been a bit more like, I don't want to do this, but you're not giving me no choice sort of thing. Rather than him just trying to melt his brain.
Yeah.
Could have built more of that part, but it's still good.
Yeah. So thumbs up, I would say.
Yeah,
I know what's coming up as well. Also thumbs up because there's enough of it's very much intrigue going on here. What's what? Where the strings? There's stuff that will lead to other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what's the... Okay, so the cliffhangers are... What's up with... Who's the banner guy, right?
Yeah.
Who's the traitor, yeah?
Yeah.
What's Loki's plan?
Yeah.
All right. I'd say, obviously, what's going to happen to the other people, but, that's kind of what the whole point of everything is.
Yeah.
They've introduced the Captain Corps, so there must be something happening with that as well.
Yeah.
There must be a payoff, like the payoff is there to be up for, but then now they're there for the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So what's happening there?
Yeah. Even if it happens in another Ultimates comic.
Yeah. Exactly. But they're there, and there's stuff to be done with them.
Yeah.
What's Ant-Man to do with this traitor?
Yeah.
What is exactly with the Norwegian super soldier? What's it called? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like okay.
Yeah, there's lots of world building in this, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Anything else you want to say? Like anything? You did
no, because it's one of those things where the more you continue to say, the more you want to say more about stuff you haven't read, you haven't
That's what I've got to do. I'm like,
exactly.
I can't say
We
this
gotta
because
very careful, and then we can maybe loop it, like tie up the whole thing afterwards.
yeah. I mean,
But yeah, that'll probably be us concluding this. Otherwise, we're going to end up sort of speaking about parts that
by accident. Yeah,
exactly.
Cool. All right. 2 thumbs up from me.
Yeah.
Well, hope you all enjoy Ultimates 2 as much as we have so far. Like we said, we're going to talk about part 2, which is called Grand Theft America, GTA, get it? In an upcoming episode. So, like always, let us know what you thought of Ultimates. Has this piqued your interest to go back and read it? Has it held up in the timeline? Except for them dropping the word retard a couple of times. Like, that's a bit weird.
Oh, yeah.
Does it hold up? Let us know. What's your favourite moments of this part? Have you liked the subtle character changes from Ultimates 1 to 2? Let us know by interact with us on our social medias, like on our Instagram, our Twitter, in the YouTube's comments section. If you're listening to this on the audio realm, please leave a review wherever you're leaving this. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, all that lovely jubbly stuff. Help us out a bit. And you can even email us. So do all that lovely jubbly stuff. Like, if you want to email all that stuff, our social media handles in the description, in the podcast bit. Anyways, I have been I don't know.
Okay, I've been the man that flirts with machines, Siwai Chong, and you are.
And I am the man who scared to turn to a giant for copyright infringement, Carl Charles. And I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.